This is the version 7.1 of the SSB. It consists of two rings held together by screws. One of the rings is the brake ring itself, lined with the UHMW material, Teflon-like. Between the tines of the brake ring, there is a spring. That spring keeps the brake open with the brake disengaged so that there's the least possible amount of friction on the mount with the brake disengaged. The other ring is the brake mount ring. The brake mount ring is lined on its bottom 1/3 with a grippy material and on the upper 2/3 with a felt material. The bottom of the brake mount ring is open, but held together with this screw and captive lock nut. When the brake is slid onto the mount into position, it is tightened here to close this gap, and once this is tightened all the way, it's very tight and secure on the mount. There's this tab on the top of the brake mount ring with this hole, and the stock brake goes through this hole onto the top of the mount, holding it in place. So it's attached to the mount by the top here and tightened and secured here at the bottom. With the brake disengaged and this screw not yet tightened, the SSB is slid over the mount to line the hole up with the hole into which the stock brake goes. The stock brake screw is used to hold it down. I keep the brass thing attached to it because I don't want to lose it. Okay, you don't want this sticking out too far. You want to put it into like a storage kind of position. And then you just put it down here and tighten it up. Once in a great while, when you unscrew this, although I leave mine on the mount all the time, but when you unscrew this, sometimes the brass tab can be left inside the mount. If that happens, it's easy to retrieve. Sometimes just putting this back in and tightening a little bit and untightening it pulls it out. If not, you just look down into the hole and you can see it and you can retrieve it with something. Just be aware of that. Once the brake is in position, I want you to be aware of an adjustment that needs to be made. The brake needs to be orthogonal, straight up and down, so that the amount that the altitude axis protrudes is the same all the way around. Because the brake is open, it is possible for this to go and be a little bit askew. All right? So care has to be taken to make sure that this protrusion of the axis is the same all the way around. And only then do you tighten this. Matter of fact, I would make sure this is the same all the way around and then tighten the brake to hold this in place and then tighten this. This is a 3mm socket head, and it's designed so that when you tighten it all the way, the space closes and it's as tight as can be.